Hey you all, this is Lou from Lou's Kitchen here on Inside My Window. How you all doing? Well, this episode is about turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Yeah, it's about that bird. We're gonna cook that bird. Yeah, we're going to eat that bird and we're going to enjoy it. But more importantly, it's all about Thanksgiving, giving thanks to our family, our friends, and our loved ones, and those who have gone before us. It's all about remembrance and making memories. And that's what this is all about, is making memories. We're going to cook this turkey, and we're going to remember this turkey because it's so good, it's so yummy. Oh, it just fills our tummy. So let's get going. Let's start cooking this bird, and let's have some fun. Why don't you go ahead and grab yourself a glass of wine. Join me as we toast together on this special occasion. And the wine that I'm going to use is the Moët. It's a Yellowtail. It's an excellent, excellent economic wine. I love it. If you haven't tried it before, please do so. This wine it's not bad. I mean, for what you pay for in comparison to the, upper, more expensive, this is pretty good. But anyway, so listen folks, let's toast together. Awesome. Okay. This is going to take this turkey, this 21 pound .50. This is going to take about 7 hours under the 250 degree Fahrenheit that we're going to cook at. For those, it'll be 121 Celsius, but here we're cooking again at 250 for almost Fahrenheit for almost 7 hours. So let's start now. Make sure it's thawed out, and if you're doing, I'm going to tell you, 21 pound turkey, anything above that, even an 18, let's say an 18 above that, it's frozen when you buy it, and it's going to take 72 hours plus to start to defrost. And now you don't want to buy it, keep it in a freezer, you want to put it in the refrigerator. And you got to time it how many days right before Thanksgiving you're going to cook this baby. So you want to time it, you want to calculate it, how many days would it take to defrost and then start to prep and have it ready for Thanksgiving. What I like to do is go ahead, like I said, we're going to prep, we're going to do the gravy, we're going to prep the gravy and so on. You're going to have the best gravy coming from this bird, coming from this baby. Well, it's going to add into the broth and so on. You know, the juices, it's going to come together. There's going to be that love and that connection. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, enough of that. How was your wine, by the way? Is that wine excellent? Yeah? I hear you. Oh, this is, like I said, Moët, Yellowtail, best wine. Okay, you never want to put turkey, or anything, what it's meat, steaks, fish, or chicken. You don't want to put it in the oven. You want to put it in the fryer when it's wet. Okay, you want it as dry as you can get it. So we're just gonna pack this around, and we'll do it again before we prepped it. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to get into the cavity. Now, I can go ahead and cut that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that. That's okay. It's not going to do anything, but it's just going to give me the opportunity to open up move the two legs and open up so I can get into the cavity. The reason why I want to get in here, the first turkey I ever made. Well, wait, let me get to this. What we want to do is get in here and pull this sucker out. And we're going to use this as part of the gravy. So I'm going to lay that into the tray, and I might as well do it now. That's okay, we'll lay it in there. You want to turn the baby over, and what we want to do, we want to remove all the packaging that's in here, which is the liver, all that good stuff that you can use for the gravy. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and transfer this over. We're going to use no sodium at all in the broth, and we're going to enhance this broth. So I'm putting in about 64 ounces of broth. See? And then we're going to add some wine. Use a dark wine, and whatever you like, but use a dark one. And we'll add about maybe a half a cup. La la la, la la la. Oh, a little more, you said? Okay, a little more. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Now, this won't evaporate as much, and we're gonna have enough stock in here to go ahead and make the gravy. So allow me to go ahead and place this on the side. We're not done yet. We're not done. We're going to enhance the broth after washing the celery. How many? It don't matter. But what I like to do is not cut them in small pieces. I just want to cut them enough where they're not going to be laying on top of each other. Okay? So let me bring this here. La-da-dee, la-da-da. And we'll cut some more. I probably have about six of these. I want everything. I don't want to discard the top or the bottom. I want the leaves. I want them all. And this is pretty much like if you want to make real stock, any type of broth stock, man, this is the way to go. This is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna cut these carrots, probably maybe a little half there. I want the whole entire thing. These have been washed, so on. Do I need a lot of carrots? I don't know. I did about maybe about 6 of them, 7 of them. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the onions now. The onions, if you allow me, same thing with the onions. I'm gonna cut these in half, lay it here. It's all gonna come together. Again, you see how simple this is? It's not difficult, not. Okay, so let's put our veggies in here. Now, I think I heard someone say, but ew, where's the salt? You didn't add no salt. No pepper, black pepper. You're right, I did it. That's gonna come. And we're gonna take some garlic. Just eye it. I'm gonna add some Italian seasoning. I don't want too much. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add some black pepper. Not too much. Just a pinch. And then I'm gonna take some fresh thyme. And I don't want to go ahead, I don't want to remove any of the thyme leaves. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in as a like this, like this. I'm not gonna break it up because what we wanna do, we wanna remove all the veggies as much as possible when we're going to make our gravy, okay? So we're gonna drain the gravy away from all that we've been adding into the carrots, the celery. Okay, so we don't want to do too much. Thyme is potent, very potent. And what I want to do is a couple, but where's the salt, Lou? It's coming, it's coming. We're gonna add some basil. We love basil. Love basil. Give it that nice sweetness as well. Okay, before we transfer the turkey into this, we got this ready. We're gonna have to tie the legs. Very important. Because otherwise it's just gonna fall apart on you and you're not gonna be able to carve it right. You just want to eyeball the amount of cooking string that you're going to use. What I like to do, I like to start with the wing here. And I'm just gonna make, I'm not gonna make a real tight knot. Just gonna go ahead and do it like this, as you can see. See that? Nice, nice. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it around. Let me show you. I'm going to bring it around and then I'm gonna bring it under this here. This, see how I'm pulling up? I'm gonna bring it around. It's not complicated. One more time, bring it up. Now, other people, they have different methods. That's okay. That's what makes us all unique. We all do things differently. Now I'm gonna bring it around to this leg and bring it around to this leg and just keep bringing it around. And then I'm gonna tie it off. Look how, oh, I eyeballed that pretty good, didn't I? And then we'll cut the string when we're done. If you want to make a knot, go ahead. There is no rules on how to tie your turkey. Okay, that's good. And let me say this, we're not stuffing the turkey. But Lou, why? Simple. I don't like to stuff a turkey because, well, several reasons. One, it dries out the inside. That's one. It dries, whether you use stuffing or you use apples or whatever. I mean, people put crazy stuff. They even put beef inside. Crazy stuff. It just dries it out. I don't think it's necessary. When I'm going to eat a turkey, I want to eat the turkey of the natural flavors. Yes, I want to enhance it, give it some oomph, a kick here and there, but I don't want it overpowering with other crap, okay? So I like it as natural as possible with some enhancements, and that's what we're doing. We're enhancing it by giving some little herbs and spices, okay? But what about the salt? That's coming. That's coming. Here we are. Here's this beautiful turkey. Now, another thing I would like to mention, for obvious reasons, there's different ways to prep a turkey. Some people love to make slits. And then they'll either place a garlic inside or some herbs, so on. Others would like to inject their famous concoction, whatever it may be. You know, their secret recipe, or just butter, melted butter. Again, I believe, this is just me, has nothing whatsoever to do with anyone else on how they prepare their turkey. I don't like to make slits because when the turkey's cooking, the juices start to leak out. So we want to do our best to alleviate any leakage of the juices coming from any part of the meat. But there's a trick, and these are peeled organic garlic. What I like to do, make life easy, You don't have to buy clothes and peel those suckers, you know. I mean, they're easy for me, but for a lot of people, it's just a pain in a So here's a good trick. Now you could do this with butter. You could do this with any type of herbs, any type of seasoning. You want to really enhance this turkey. There's a way of doing it. You can slit the skin here and start stuffing underneath the skin without ruining the main meat. So, like, I can go underneath this skin if I take a paring knife or try to peel it myself, which, see, pretty much gives me the opportunity to put my hand in here, and I'm gonna have to turn this around. Hopefully the camera can catch it, but I'm gonna make some room in here. Hello, turkey. And what I'm doing, I'm separating the skin from the meat. But I'm not breaking the skin, okay? I'm just separating it. And then I'm gonna go as far back as I can, And now I'm gonna take some garlic and I'm just gonna stuff it. Now, would that penetrate inside the meat? Yes, of course it will. And I'm just gonna and you could do this with any seasoning, whether it be thyme, rosemary, whatever, you know, desires your taste buds. I'm gonna add a couple thyme, and I'll stuff it in here. Now, so far, has this been difficult? Not! Well, by the way, while I'm stuffing this, I have to tell you this. How many turkeys last year were eaten on Thanksgiving Day? I'll bet you don't even know. If you do, good for you. Well, I'm gonna tell you, 51.6 million turkeys were eaten last year. Isn't that crazy? And only 20 million were eaten on Christmas Day. Do some basil, give it a little hints. I'm pulling it off, I'm pulling the leaves from the stem, as you can see, and I'm pulling the big ones. I don't need that many, just enough. Now, you can do butter, by the way. Butter will definitely saturate into, I mean, it will just, If you want to add butter, you could do that too. And if you want, again, we use no salt, right, for the beef broth. And so far, as you said before, Lou, where's that salt? I'm gonna show you. What I like to do with the turkey, now you could do this with butter, melted butter, or you could even do lukewarm butter, okay, and take the stick and rub it all around the skin. You could do that. I'm gonna just add some olive oil in there. I'm gonna add some olive oil around here. And this is gonna go into the broth as we're going to enhance the stock. And then I'm gonna, ooh baby, look at this. We're rubbing this baby. We're giving it a massage, yeah, work those legs. Okay, so we got that going. And I'm gonna tilt this a little bit sideways because it's tilting on me. There we go. And for those who've been requesting, but where's the salt? We're gonna salt this baby. I'm using sea salt. Don't use that iodized salt. It's so bad for you. Use the sea salt, all natural salt. Mediterranean salt. I'm salting this baby. Look at that. Now this salt is going to go from the skin into the broth. Now, if you want to put a stick of butter in there, go ahead. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to do anything. All it's going to do is drain out and go into the broth. So don't waste a stick of butter. Okay, the turkey is going to come out tender. Trust me, you don't need butter. So I did a lot of salt there, and I'm going to make sure I sprinkle a little around. So here's the salt. Now I don't want to add pepper on top because I already got pepper in the broth, and that's the way it's going to go anyway. let me repeat one thing. Before you prep, make sure your oven is on at 475. Then you want to take this and you want to cover it with tin foil. You want to cover the non-stick turkey pan like this, because the steam is going to help cook the turkey. So I'm going to do 2 layers because it's a big turkey. This is a big turkey. Now, I had turkeys that were 26 pounds, baby. 26. Oh, I didn't tell you so. Let me go back. Get a laugh. So when I told you I had to, I go in there, you take out the liver, right? It's all packaged and so on. Okay, my first turkey I ever made. Okay, don't in those comments, man. Be kind. But my first turkey I ever made, let me say this. It was hysterical. I had to laugh at myself, and I didn't tell nobody, by the way. In fact, whoever's gonna watch this, they're gonna find out. Holy Lord, Lou, you did that? I never took out. I didn't know you're supposed to take out the gizzards and all this stuff, right? Everything that was in there, I cooked. Even with the at that time it was like a wax paper that was holding all the liver and all. I cooked the turkey with all that in there. Yeah. Yes, I did. And when I started carving the turkey and I took all that out, oh Lord, it was just, I went, oh Lord, I'm not telling nobody. Well, the truth is out. So we got this all wrapped up, and now we're going to put it in the 475 oven, and then we're going to take the oven down. I'm going to wait about 5 minutes, because once you open it up, the oven door, what happens? All that heat comes out. So give it about 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then bring the oven down to 250. But you want to make sure that the internal breast meat should be at 170 Fahrenheit. And then the thigh meat has got to be at 180. And the other thing I want to mention, no ovens, no residential ovens are precise. They're not precise. So they could be off 10, sometimes even to 15 degrees. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? But it's true. What you want to do, get one of these. Get a thermometer, an oven thermometer that actually goes in the oven, and it will give you the accurate reading of that oven. So we're going to cook at 250, but your oven is only doing 200. Hey baby, you gotta pump that sucker up, because then the turkey is definitely not gonna be cooked. It's gonna be undercooked, and it's not gonna be safe to eat. So remember, 475, put it in the oven. Bring it down, check the oven at 475, check it, make sure it's accurate. Bring it down to 250, make sure it's 250. Time it, write it down, second to 2 timers. 1 for completion of the turkey, 2 to remove the foil from the top before it's completed. Okay, so you want 2 timers. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this turkey in, and then we'll come back. When the turkey is done, we're gonna carve this thing, we're gonna make gravy, and baby, we're gonna have a wonderful, tender, juicy turkey that you're just gonna die for. All right. Now, in between cutting the editing and so on, I decided that I transferred everything. After this was cooked, I waited a half an hour, and believe it or not, I probably had to wait a little longer, which I did, about 40 minutes, and then I placed it here. Now this is what the bird looks like, and I could have either 2 ways. I could have edited this, or just cut it out and don't even show it, and then re-string it. But I want to show you that nothing is perfect. When you're cooking at home, and I'm illustrating what I believe is going to be unbelievable, and coming from my recipes, I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to cut anything out. If something goes wrong, I'm going to show you how to fix it. If it's something just doesn't look right, I'll show you what to do. In this scenario, in this case, the string was not tied properly. So, then that's okay. I did not tie it around the leg and then under to keep it uniform, such as this. Whoopie-doo! It doesn't matter. It fell apart. It tells you how juicy it is, and so on. So what I like to do at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the strings. Now look how tender this is. This thing, I mean, it's just falling apart, and that's what I was shooting for. So, and then I need to go around, around, and around, and pull, and around, and around, and cut the string on the last part, and we are done. Now, this is really going to be easy, because normally a turkey you will have to cut around the skin and so on, and then break the bone when we're going to carve the turkey. But what I'm going to show you right now, we're going to cut it just a little bit around the skin. You don't want to cut the meat, okay? And we're going to, since the legs fell apart, we're going to skip one step, then go back to that step, and we'll get into that wishbone. But for the purpose of here, all I want to do, I don't even have to break the joint. It just, look at this. Oh, this is so good. It's so good. It just comes right out. All right, so here we have the turkey leg and part of the thigh there, right? Okay. Now, let's go ahead with this one. This is just going to come right out. Look at that. It shouldn't. And I didn't want that to happen because I wanted to demonstrate how to cut around there and so on. But that's okay. That's fine. Because this may happen to you as well. Okay, so here, let's put this aside. Yes. And what I want to do, I want to cut part of the skin here, because what we're going to do, we're going to go right into getting the wishbone. Why are we doing that? Well, the main reason, when we get into the cavity here, it's just going to be a lot easier to trim the sides of the meat, okay? So we want to get into the breast of the meat, but to do that, we also want to get into the wishbone. Now, and there we go. So I'm going to feel around. Now I'm doing this backwards so you can see, and it just may pull out. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yes, you want to make a wish? Let's make a wish, baby. Let's make a wish. All right, I got to do this with my partner. Now, we'll put that aside. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just break this away because it's so tender. Oh, it's just so tender. We love tender meat. Same thing with this. We'll break this part. Break it away from the bone. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Right here is the center, right? So I'm just going to make a slit and I'm just going to follow it. And I'm not taking, now, oh, I think I did mention, use a good sharp paring knife, use a good sharp chef knife, whatever works for you, whatever great for you, baby, just go ahead and use that tool. That's good, but it's got to be sharp. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna follow along, but I'm making a slit. I'm just gonna follow along the bone. And this is the part of, now this may come apart because it's so tender. But I'm just following, and I'm gonna come into an angle as the bone comes down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Oh my Lord. This sucker, look at that tenderness. Oh, we could dance around this bird. Look at how tender this is. Isn't this beautiful? This is just beautiful. Let me go ahead and put this on the side. Beautiful bird. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing here. In fact, I'm just gonna work. See how I'm working around? Don't rush, don't rush. Your guests, hey, listen, they're hungry. They're saying, we want to eat, we want to eat. That's okay. Because when they get the meal, they're gonna say, oh, it was worth waiting for. I'm just gonna pull this apart. Oh my Lord. And I'm just gonna pull that bone there. Look at this. Oh Lord, isn't this beautiful? I'm just gonna put it aside. See what slow cooking does? It's great, isn't it? Let's carve this baby. And you don't want to carve it lengthwise, okay? You don't want to do that. You want to carve it this way and on an angle. And you could go as much of a, how much of a thickness on the slice, that's okay. And let the knife do the work. Don't struggle with the knife, and make sure once again you're using a very sharp knife. Oh, everyone's gonna love this. Now you may say, well, Lou, I don't think you're carving on a curve. I am, trust me. And it looks like I'm not using a sharp knife. Okay. Now I'm gonna transfer this over here, just like that. And we're just gonna place it like that. Look at this, nice. And then you could do things like, you could put little herbs around there, such as anything to enhance the look of it, such as, you know, parsley or whatever your heart desires, but make sure it's edible. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break away the bone from the main part here, and we'll have, look, watch. I don't even, oh baby, I want to cut part of this, just a little bit. And I just want to break. So I hear the bone. Look at that. Hear the bone? Nice. And just lay that like this. Nice. Lay like this. Or you could take, actually, let's do this. We could also, it's so tender it's breaking apart. So that's okay. So what we can do, because it's breaking apart, it doesn't have to look fancy. We'll just lay it on top of each other like this. This is the dark meat. We'll just lay it like that. It's no reason to use the knife. It is so tender. So yummy. And we'll do the same thing with this. Again, this will break. We have the turkey drum. And I'm just gonna break it open. Look at that. Look at that. Put a little garnish around. A lot of people love the dark meat. One of the favorite parts of the turkey, eaten the most, is the dark meat. But this turkey, you could do the, definitely. And then, And then some of this you can use for stock, like the bones. Yeah, you can use it for stock. If you don't want to make the gravy the way I'm going to show you, and you have your own technique, and then we'll just go ahead and we'll lay it like this. Now, isn't this wonderful? What a way to celebrate Thanksgiving. This is a meal in itself, truly. And then with all your sides and all whatever your fixings are, it's just all gonna come together just like your family. And this is just a perfect meal. So what we are missing though is the gravy. Let's go ahead, let's do the gravy, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, just penetrate your eyes on this baby. Ooh, it's so good, it's so good. All right, I'll get to the gravy. I'm going, get in there. Now that the gravy is done, we're gonna transform the gravy, and I have a straightening here, and use them with a mixing bowl. And I'm just gonna pour it and drain it because I wanna separate all the veggies from the stock itself. So just slowly, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but just enough to get the gravy going, and that'll be good. Now, you would say, but Lou, what are you gonna do with all that in there? Well, we're gonna save it. In fact, you can freeze it. And if you like, once you get done with the gravy, and you want to continue this process, then you take everything that's remaining in here, and once you separate the veggies and all that, put it into a freeze, whatever you use, freeze containers, and freeze it. After separating the gravy from the veggies in the baking pan that we use with the turkey, place it into a bowl, separate everything. Now transfer it into a blender. Yes, that's what we're using, a blender. We're making life easy. You can do this on the stove, but we're thickening the gravy. And why sit there all day long and adding flour to thicken the gravy on the stove top? You don't need to do that. Use a blender. As long as the gravy, it has to be hot. Otherwise, the flour's not going to blend in. It's going to come out chunks and so on. Now, we could use a gravy thickener, but I prefer not to because it's loaded with sodium. So we're trying to control the sodium. So let's go ahead, and we're going to add just lightly. We're not going to add much. So I'm going to be working with just 1 teaspoon of flour. Now, this is going to be loud, and that's okay. And what I'm going to do, little by little, I'm just going to add the flour. I don't want it to come in chunks, as you can see. And just let the blender does it. Let it do its work. And I'm using all-purpose organic flour. Just little by little. Like if you were on a stovetop, you would not take a scoop of flour and pour it into the gravy, would you? No. I hate to tell you what you'll end up with. We turn off the blender. It's nice and popping hot. As you see, the steam is coming out. And we're gonna pour this here. See, look. Now we can make it thicker, and that's okay. I think this is fine for my palate and for my guests. But as you can see, look how beautiful that is. That's nice. And while it's blending, just as a a reminder, or if I didn't say so before, if for some reason you feel that, wow, Lou, I just think it needed a little more salt, a little more pepper, a little more garlic, a little more this, a little more that, do it, my friends, do it. You could do that. And if you want to add the carrots and the celery to even give this nice a pop, do that. Whatever you want to do. But this is the gravy that will go so good with your meal for Thanksgiving. Right on your turkey, baby. Take care. Have a good one. Ciao. Love you all. And please hit that subscribe. I cannot continue if you don't subscribe. You gotta subscribe. See on the bottom there? Hit that subscribe. Please. And put a like. That little like button. And be kind on those comments. Be kind. Love you all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, my friends. And please keep those in your prayers. Those who are not fortunate like us. Remember those who are struggling. And if you can, extend a hand out this Thanksgiving for those who are definitely in need. Let it come from your heart. Let the meaning of Thanksgiving be exhilarated out and joy to others. Love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless. Take care, my friends. Ciao. Take care.